without wasting any time, we'll give it to the coach. Obviously, you know the procedure. Just for questions, raise your hand and tell us your name and your publication, and then you can go. Let's go with maybe 1 round of questions. Coach, your overview of the game. You can just give us your.
Good evening, colleagues, and I think I don't even have to go overview 90 minutes. It's too fast. 7 minutes, we lost the match. And we had a terrible start, and we made mistakes that I'm sure even the opponents couldn't believe that their luck is that good. So that's how it went, and if you start like that against a team like Mamelodi Sundowns, they're champs. They've been sitting on top of the log since they won, and you don't bring your A game from the first minute, then you're bound to have a mountain to climb. And 1-0, yeah, you'll say okay, you can knock you over 2. Then it's becoming even harder for you to come out. But credit must go to the players. When you're 2-0, 7 minutes at Loftus against Mamelodi Sundowns, one would think that the game is done and dusted. But the boys stuck in there up until we couldn't even wait for half time with those few minutes that were left, because everything was going wrong and we had to make changes in that 5 minutes before half time, and in that 5 minutes we could have scored. And check the stats of the first half. Everything it's I think we are on top of them on everything. Shots at goal, corner kicks, tackles, saves from the keeper, everything. And if you don't take your chances, it's going to be difficult. But having said that, the players did not back down. We dig deep. One thing that you must understand is we are a team that will fight until the last minute, and I think we played until the last minute. And you see, guys, my first time to see Sundowns players try wasting time like that, and sitting down, and you can see even the coach was every time the player goes down, and he was calling them on the line so that he can give them information. And yeah, it's one tactic that they must expect also on Friday. So I think they have shown them how it's done, and it's one of those games that the sooner the better we forget about it. I don't even want to talk about second half, because everybody was there to see second half. We continued not creating chances. We kept on fighting, and yeah, we're just terrible the first 7 minutes, and we need to forget about this game as soon as possible. Thank you.
Okay, we'll take questions.
Coach, we've seen many coaches here over the season lost to Sundowns, they're unbeaten in the league, and some of them don't even look disappointed. You sound and you look disappointed. Is that because of the lineup that you saw before the game? Maybe a missed chance to try and get into that CAF spots again?
I think I'm not disappointed about the lineup. They've got quality players. I think there is a master stroke. They got it right. I think it's where you will see that there's a thinking behind, and I think credit must go to them, because these guys, as much as towards the end they were feeling it, but I think they really matched us in terms of energy. So I'm just disappointed that we lost a game that, if the worst results, let it be a draw. No, I'm not undermining Sundowns. I'll never do that, because it's a team that has got its own records, you can see. But we came here, we didn't respect Sundowns. We played Sekhukune's way, but we froze in the first 7 minutes. Made mistakes that I couldn't understand what was happening. And with the speed that they had up front, that is why I'm saying it was the master stroke. The lineup, I'll forever respect every lineup of Mamelodi Sundowns. They've got quality. And I think they were spot on there by changing it. And with any lineup of Sundowns, you'll always have a tough game. I'm just only disappointed that I don't think that we deserved to lose this game. Sundowns, I don't think that they worked so hard for their goals, and as we tried, we knocked, we played, and I'm still gonna check the stats because I think our guys, where they are now in the dressing room, I just need to say to them, forget about it. We are not even gonna talk about the mistakes that we know that under normal circumstances, those are the things that must not happen. So we don't have to mention to them because already where they are already beating themselves. And we'll go back, we'll regroup. One thing that we have seen this team is there's character and there is confidence. And one or two players, they were a little bit offish. And once again, there were youngsters in this kind of game. They were given a chance and we never looked out of sort, and we still, the pressure was still there. So I think the disappointment comes from that we have lost. Yeah, we have lost to Sundowns, but I don't think we deserved it. The worst one was supposed to be a draw at least. But the lineup, I respect Sundowns players, all of them. Any lineup will beat any team. It's not the first time they have changed it, and they have been winning games. And yeah.
Thank you, Coach.
Good evening, Coach. Karawa from Sophiswood. Good to see you. Coach, when you play up against Sundowns and you speak about the lineup extensively, what was your game plan coming into this game? Because I think in hindsight you saw that they will probably rest a couple of players because of another game on Friday, important game. But what was your game plan coming into this game and having, in inverted commas, the game plan out of the window in the first 7 minutes?
How do you plan against Sundowns? You only wait up until you get the lineup. That will be 20 minutes before. And are you going to change? You're not going to change. You put the lineup, we plan. So when you're playing against Sundowns, you work on yourselves. You work on yourself more than looking at them. Because if you're going to try and plan for this one and then you find that it's not. It's February, he was playing for the first time. The first time I saw him, look at the save that he did. That shows that they have quality and they've been working. Yes, Onyango, he hasn't been playing. And yes, you could see because of the kind of team we are, as much as we are not happy, but we put him under pressure, and coach being experienced like that, he saw that there's a problem there, and then he took him out, and before he could have made the second damage. But we never really went and say, hey, crack ourselves, because Sundowns, you have to look at yourself. And that is why we are saying we are very, very disappointed because our technical agreements, we were spot on, but we gave them goals because we defended badly that 7 minutes, or maybe 10 minutes, because even after that they have 2, 3 few chances, and after that we tried. We were contemplating that as much as it's 2-0, we wanted to change as that early, but you could see that every time when we go forward, we look like scoring, but you don't have to wait long. It's already 2-0. That is why we said towards the end of half time, we saw that, hey, Sundowns, the longer we go now, maybe even get the third one, then it's going to be very, very difficult. So we had to change. But one thing, we looked at ourselves, and I think you can see that the second half that we had, the first half, as much as we considered that early, the stats, unbelievable.
Coach, how exciting is it for you as a coach and to the group? That mini battle that you have with Pirates and Stellenbosch, and to a lesser extent SuperSport for number 2.
We are just taking one game at a time. We are not even looking there. The loss of today is putting us into trouble. So that is why people said, no, I'm bluffing when I said we are not even talking about the second spot, because there's still 5 games to play. Some teams have got 7, and if they win the games in hand, they're gonna jump us. So at the moment, we're still trying to fight for top 8. We are not even looking in that mix there at all. We are actually looking below us. That is where I can tell you that there are teams that if they win 2 games and then we lose games like this in the first 7 minutes, we'll be in trouble. So really, it's not exciting to be there at the moment, and we just say let's hang in there and keep on fighting up until the last game. We see how far we can finish. We are far from saying no. Now we can look ahead. It's tough.
Coach, Thokozisi from Far Post. Coach, how, just your feeling on the youngsters that you've brought into the team, how do you feel about the way that they've asserted themselves since your Diwanes, your Canals?
No, look, we need to protect them, and one thing that it's encouraging is it's not only us. A lot of teams now, they are starting to use these young stars, which is good, and the reserve league, the DDC, is doing quite good, and our players, we are quite happy with the way they are coming. The only thing that I'm happy with even more is that they tasted the few games before even the season's finished, because when we come for next season, pre-season, whenever they start there will be now experienced players. I'll call them that. So it's good, it's good to give them game time, and we're just trying to take out that fear in them, and just for them to taste and see. The ones that played against Paris, the one that played today, they played in the comfort. So we are giving them game time so that come next season, definitely then I'll tell you if I'm excited or not, because it's really looking good at the moment. But there's nothing much that I can say at the moment about them. We are just trying to give them so that they can not fear, and then we can't wait for next season, so that by then I think they'll be better.
Okay, thank you, Coach. Any other questions? Okay. No questions. We'll just close it here, guys. Thank you, Coach. The best for your next game. Hope to see you.
I'm allowed to wish them luck. Huh?
Yeah, sure. You can.
Okay. On the last one,
I thought you were done, sir.
I'm done.
No, that's fine.
This one I got is another thing.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
No, it's SK Media. They want
they
want the clip.
No, you can proceed. You can proceed.
No, I'll wait for you. Don't worry.
Oh, okay.
Wait,
so-
Relax,
wait.
relax, don't worry.
Coach,
I'll
please wait for
you.
him. It's a big one.
I'll wait for you.
Canal Plus, Canal Plus.
Man, friends, we're busy here. Okay, Coach, you can go.
Now, I really want to say to Mamelodi Sundowns, the team and the technical team, as Sekhukhune United, we wish them all the best for Friday's game. We know it's going to be a tough one, and we really like them to see it through so that they can go to the finals, because I think they are representing us, and as a country, as clubs and technical team, they are representing everyone, and I think that Sundowns doing well in that league. It's opening a lot of doors for other coaches, us coaches in South Africa. Then they started having a closer look, and then a lot of coaches can manage to go and do their duties also outside the country. So really we want to wish them all the best on Friday, and it's one game that it's very, very emotional to them and to the country and to everybody. So you must just know that everybody is behind them, and they must do their work, and of which we think that they will come right. It will be good for our league and the country. Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay, thank you, Coach.